you love me, then just say it with your chest. Don't forget about me, yeah, I will do my best, and that's the truth for me and you. And those baby blues, yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a past, a vagrant aimless without a mouth. Took too long breaths and just one more till my lungs couldn't hold another. For you and me. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. Those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a past, a vagrant aimless without a mouth. Some kisses your cheek and then grazes your neck, makes my lips so damn jealous. For you and me. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. Take my picture with you when you go out west, those baby blues. If you love me, then just say it with your chest, those baby blues. Now, don't forget about me, yeah, I will do my best, those baby blues. Yeah, that's true for me and you. Take my picture with you when you go out west. If you love me, then just say it with your chest. Don't forget about me, yeah, I will do my best, and that's the truth for me and you. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a past, a vagrant aimless without a mouth. Took too long breaths and just one more till my lungs couldn't hold another.
You're watching Sunday Sessions, the Buffalo Fanbase Network's pregame show. Tonight, the Dolphins travel to Orchard Park to play on our Buffalo Bills in an AFC East showdown. Let's go.
Yo, what is up? 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, the Finger Lakes Mafia. It is your boy Swank here on another beautiful Sunday sessions, an hour before kickoff with my boy, the smoothest voice in Buffalo Bills podcasting, and my brother from the Buffalo Fan Base Network and beyond, Mr. Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Takes Sports Podcast. RT, what the hell's up today, buddy?
What's up is waiting all day for Thursday night football. Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins. The last time that the Bills will be hosting the Miami Dolphins, I think, at the Ralph, and maybe that's a sign of things to come.
Ooh,
maybe the Dolphins might not make the playoffs this year. Catch my drift there. This might be the last one, so squish the fish indeed.
Now, RT, how's that different from all these other years past? You know what I mean? Really?
It's really, I went online today. I was really curious. I'm like, I know the 1970s were not too kind to the Buffalo Bills in terms of the Miami Dolphins rivalry. So the all-time series, including postseason, is 62-60-1 with Miami with a slight little lead, but we know Josh Allen's only lost to the Dolphins twice. So hasn't been so good for the Miami Dolphins since 2018 against our Buffalo Bills.
Let's keep that good feeling going, rolling right on through another prime time game, the second one in 3 weeks as such for our Buffalo Bills. Guys, want to let you know we are part of the Buffalo Fan Base Network. Super proud to be also sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, see what Del Reed and the gang got going on, the flyest, trendiest threads, and you can help out a family right there in Western New York. Feel good, look good, do good, go Bills, all that good stuff. 26shirts.com. Go and check them out. I want to let you guys know this is a very special Sunday sessions. And I kind of let RT know in a goofy way, and he didn't know what I was talking about at all. It was really funny. But Jerry, if you're new to the 24/7 Buff Fandemonium or Sunday sessions, I have another show called The K-Gun Report I do with my two buds, Jerry and Scott Reed, and we do that every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. right here on the same network. RT has a show on that network called the Thomas Takes Sports Podcast. He throws out Wednesdays at 8.
Wednesdays at 8. One day, next day, right after K-Gun, you get the K-Gun, you get me. Wednesday at 8. It's like the old Nick at Night. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I know what's on Tuesday. Now I got Wednesday to look forward to.
Yeah, dude. It's like where I Love Lucy and your Thelma and Louise or something. I don't know.
Leave It to Beaver.
Beaver. I like that one.
Let's do that. Let's roll with that.
Sick. So in all of this, while I'm talking, we have 409 of you chiming in live with us. Thank you so much. You can leave a comment and we'll throw it right up here. Get your comments and your takes and your questions in. That's what we do in this tight little half-hour window. We'll be going until 7:30, getting you ready for this game. But we are streaming live right now. Your face and my face, RT, are on a huge drive-in theater at Rose City Drive-In in Newark, New York, which is right down the road from me, man. Home of the FLX Mafia. We started it right here in Phelps and Farmington and Benton. And so Jerry gave them a call and they were cool enough to put us up there and like the stuff. So we're larger than life right now, I guess, bro.
That's pretty awesome. I always knew one day I would be on a drive-in movie screen. I thought it might be like a commercial, maybe a like extra part in a movie, maybe.
The Bills holiday special.
Bills holiday special was calling my name, man. The extra part got kicked out, but I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. And anyone that's tuning in at the drive-in right now, maybe take a picture of us. I'd love to see, tweet it at me at Ryan Thomas Take or at Swank 247BF. And yeah, we'd love to see that. We'd love to see that. Love to spread the word.
Yeah. And also chime in on YouTube or X or Facebook. And like I said, any takes or comments. I want to know if you are listening to this or watching this at the drive-in, shoot us a comment, man. I want to throw it up and see who all's out there. It sounds like a great time. And there's been a little bit of whispers of maybe trying to do an event out there And
Ooh, I
might
love
be
that.
for an away
That'd be
game or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Hell yeah. Guys, we are here to serve you. And I got to tell you, my favorite part about this show, RT's favorite part about this show, is the inactives come out right as we go live. And for your viewing pleasure, here they are. Now, if you follow Buffalo Bills PR, they put together this beautiful graphic that I love way more than the one on the regular Bills site. I've kind of been obsessed about it since week one. It gives you all the inactives, but it also gives you the full 53 man for the day too. So not only do you know who's not playing, you know every single position group broken down who is playing. So I don't know if you cheated or not, RT, and that's okay if you did. But
I never do. I
I know.
always save it.
That's
I
what I love
save it.
about
I'm very, very particular about that.
all right, there were some big question marks coming into this week. There were some people that we knew, and they are on this list. But let me read this list to you guys here. We have Curtis Samuel, another healthy scratch. He has become a usual suspect on this list. Jordan Hancock, he was iffy to go. He is inactive today. Jamarcus Ingram is inactive. Matt Milano, who we knew, that came out yesterday, I believe, him and Ed Oliver. And then two other usual suspects, Chase Lunt and Landon Jackson, all inactive. Now, there are two slot corners on this list, RT, that are not on this list, that were rumored to possibly be on this list, in Taron Johnson and Cam Lewis. Both are active today. And for me, I think that's got to be the best news of the day. What do you think?
I agree. Miami's best, I guess I could say, bread and butter is to spread things out, with multiple receiver sets, 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver, sometimes even 5. So spreading out the Bills secondary, which is already a little bit thin in certain areas in comparison to previous years, especially at safety. Even though last week was a sign of good things, it's a different matchup. Each week's a different week, different game plan. So I'm happy that both of those guys are out there. I feel like this is probably the healthiest secondary that the Bills have had really all season long in terms of their total, secondary, and even a couple pieces are still missing from it in Hancock and Ingram. So, better this version, better these 10 defensive backs than what we've seen in previous weeks, I think, and it could be a sign of good things to come.
Absolutely. Don't forget, and I think we all are at some point, Max Harrison is still hopefully coming back week 5 here. And wouldn't that be so? Or at least practicing, knock on wood, hopefully week 5. So yeah, our corner room, our secondary is definitely beat up, but funny that it is as healthy as it's
been, right?
Yeah. Special shout out to Lisa and Mike the cook. They're at the drive-in right now. Lisa actually tuned us into the drive-in doing this event, and I'm pretty sure
so cool.
Suspicion that's where Jerry got the idea. So Lisa, love you, and I hope the whole drive-in can hear how much we love you there so much. Let us know how it's going down there. It sounds like a great time, man. Corey says, I'll say it again, send Samuel's bum ass away. Ooh, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Trade deadline, trade bait, RT. What do you think?
Maybe it's early, week 3. Maybe there's just a nagging injury that, could be putting him out. So I don't want to be too hard on him because we don't know. I remember last year, a lot of people were calling for Curtis Samuel's head. And then towards the end of the year, once he was finally healthy, he made an impact. So who's to say that doesn't happen again? I'll
say anytime he was in the roster, in the lineup, he was productive. Like he was battling turf toe, which you look at Joe Burrow, gone for 3 months, 4 months, whatever. It's not something that can just be rub some dirt on it, shake it off kind of injury. It can be pretty intense, and really, like, when your whole job depends on cutting and stopping and starting and running, like that, your toes are a big part of that.
Usually the position that gets those injuries the most is the wide receiver position. And the first time I ever heard a turf toe was with Terrell Owens back in the day. That was an injury that he got in San Fran, and it kind of crept up over the years, really every stop that he had. So, it's definitely nagging, something that creeps back up once he rolls back into training camp and the rigorous demands that the game puts on the body. And it's just, a part of the sport, unfortunately. If everybody could stay healthy, they'd play for forever, right? So just not doable.
hopefully, that's Josh Allen's. That's all I want for Josh Allen is that whole stay healthy, play forever thing.
Just play forever / as long as humanly possible.
Yes,
That's my
He's
the camp I'm in.
As long as I'm around, dude. That's all I want. Just as long as
Yes.
I'm around.
Yep.
John Robert, are you posting the new 53-man roster? Yeah, this is the game day roster right here that we have up on your screen, John.
You add all those numbers up, they equal 53. Like
yes.
So they just look kind of spread out because it's got quarterback 2. It's got each unit kind of numbered, but I love this, Swank. I'm right there with you. Like we're kind of football nerds for solid graphics, I think. And when they started putting this out with the PR team, I mean, they even have specialists. It doesn't even say kicker. It doesn't even say punter. It says specialists. I love that. I think that's
human cigarette
really cool.
Prater, just right at the top of that specialist list. That's my
right at the top, number 15.
I love it. It really is cool, man, because you can kind of see exactly how they break it up. And I really love like the defensive line part of this. I really love seeing who suited up. What are we going for today? What's going on? And it's the same as it was last week. And these snap count numbers, this rotation has started to dial back slightly. You're getting a lot more Bosa. You're getting a lot more Gregory Rousseau on the ends.
Sure.
And I bet you're going to see Daquan quite a bit at tackle. But these rookies are holding their own. What a great job they did against the New York Jets last week. And reps are just so important. So go ahead. Let's go. Get in there against Achane. See what's going on. I want these guys to get all the snaps they can get, especially against an opponent like the Miami Dolphins, who seem to be slightly struggling as of late, RT. Let's kind of shift our focus to what do you see from these Miami Dolphins, and what do you think could pose a problem to the Bills' defense today from the Miami offense?
Yeah, that's a great question, right? That's the $1 million question. I think with the 0-2 Miami Dolphins thus far, a lot of people would look at the Dolphins the last few years and they'd say, okay, their best players are Tyreek Hill, and that's when I'd say, okay, maybe 2-3 years ago, but these last 2-3 years, I'd say Devin Achane and Tyreek Hill. It's really hard for me to like any Dolphin. I don't want to root for a particular Dolphin at all. So anyone at the drive-in tuning into this show, don't think I'm a Dolphins, but I do respect the guys that can play the game well. Obviously, it's we're football fans too, and Devin Achane's a really good player. He's somebody that you do have to game plan for because Miami knows very well by now some of the limitations that Tua has. So meaning as far as sometimes he's a little bit apprehensive to stretch the field when he has to step into the pocket, which means Devin Achane's got to be right there for him to throw to. And that's where Devin Achane really does a lot of his damage in space because he is such a speed threat. He's one of the fastest running backs in the league. I would argue maybe even the fastest. So with that can come screens, delayed runs. I even saw them do a little bit of a jet sweep with Devin Achane last week against New England, which went for like 8 yards. Little things like that. Mike McDaniel, he's got to really have every tool piece in his back pocket because he needs it. This team is 0-2, Swank, but they're desperate. They're desperate to get a victory, especially in the AFC East, away on the road. They need to win this game just as much as any team, I think, in this week's upcoming slate. So I think Buffalo really has to key in on Devin Achane, forced to really spread the ball around to his wideouts and to his tight ends, which outside of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle in this one's a little banged up, so they will be relying on Devin Achane much, much more. And Devin Achane really hasn't had that good of a year. I would know firsthand. I got him in the K-Gun fantasy league. So, he hasn't really done anything. So this would be the game that they'd want to get him going and take some pressure off of Tua. But Buffalo in particular, using their coverage linebackers, Dorian Williams is a pretty good coverage linebacker. He'll be filling in for Matt Milano. I'm expecting to see, somebody on Devin Achane really throughout the game and in the passing game. So limiting those passing opportunities to A-Chain is extremely important. Make him beat you in between the tackles. He's a little bit of a smaller running back, so it's a little bit harder for him to run in between the tackles in comparison to catching, passes in space out of the backfield.
I think that's a great take, man. And I think that the key to all that is the in space, right?
Mhm.
Getting him the ball in space outside, trying to make opportunities where he can utilize that speed, because I think the Bills are really going to be dialed in on him as part of the run game. And then, of course, they'll be dialed in on Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. He's a little banged up. He was questionable during the week. We'll see how he goes. It's kind of been the story of him for the beginning of this season and even parts of last season, durability and availability. So we'll see what he has to offer tonight. But H.N., man, like, he is so good, so fast. I'm way more worried about what you're saying with the screens, with the short out passes. Those kind of things are where our linebackers are going to really have to dial in and be on their P's and Q's. And with that, inactive is Mr. Matt Milano. We have been robbed week 3 of the duo that we had been robbed of for the last 2 seasons in Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano. But I got to say, man, I really like Dorian Williams. I don't think that there's too much of a step back. I know who Matt Milano is. I love who Matt Milano, when he is healthy, plays as. But Dorian Williams, man, he is a solid replacement. And I think you're going to see a little bit of Buffalo Joe in there tonight, too.
I love that. I love the Lancaster legend himself,
Yes,
Buffalo
sir.
Joe. I love to see it. He made a really good play, actually, coverage-wise, on a kickoff return, kind of closing the the alley, and then it alluded to the tackler, kind of let the wave of coverage guys kind of come in and take down the kick returner, which if he didn't kind of move that way and angle that way, it wouldn't have set an alley, really. It would have set a huge wide alley for the kick returner. So the little things like that for Joe Andreessen are so important. And tonight is a really big opportunity, as you mentioned, for Dorian Williams and potentially for him as well.
Yeah, 100%. I love it. The other thing I want to talk about a little bit is Tua Tagovailoa. This guy, I think, is exactly who you and I thought he was this whole time. Right? Slow start in the beginning, and then kind of started getting those Hail Mary, bomb it down, hopefully Tyreek can run underneath it kind of balls. And he had that season and a half where it was like, wow, he could really turn it on if he wants. And then here we are, last season, this season, where it's like, okay, you can't be one-dimensional. You can have all the speed in the world. You can huck it as far as you want. People are going to figure you out. That's not, for a guy like McDaniels, that is not as creative of an offensive strategy as you would think, right? You got all these speedsters, and he likes to get a little tricky, a little goofy out there and throw some weird stuff at you. But really, I think last season and even the beginning of this season, like, this offense is bland and vanilla and not firing at all the way I would think a McDaniels would want it to. And as you were talking a little bit about this hot seat situation, the owner came out and said if they are not competitive in Buffalo, there are going to be some changes, which to me means if you lose in Buffalo horribly, which my score prediction, and please put yours in the comments, my score prediction shows that they will lose horribly. We're going to see a McDaniels firing announcement, I think, tomorrow morning. That's where I'm at with all this. I think the owner's completely done with messing around. The culture in that locker room, everything that's going on, even to his presser. Did you see any of the presser they were talking about? He did give some respect to Josh and all that stuff. But self-admittedly was like, I just can't do those things.
Yeah, I just, everything, we talked about this Tuesday, which this week has been amazing because Tuesday I got the chance to hop on with you on the K-Gun. Then I did my show the next day. And now today we're sitting back here again. So this is really awesome. 3 days in a row. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, to your point, I just look at the Dolphins and I don't see a plan. Like I don't see a plan with their team. You see the big names, you see Tyreek, you see Achane, Tua is their quarterback. I mean, everybody knows every team's quarterback that follows the National Football League. If you're a real fan, you know all the quarterbacks, right? But that doesn't mean he's good. And it kind of alludes to the fact that I think, to your point, they came in, he was fresh, he was new, Mike McDaniel, that is, with the pieces that they had. Opposing defenses didn't really know what to expect, so it was a little bit harder for them to kind of game plan for them. But once they started to catch on to the play action, fake, rollout, kind of option stuff that Tua is really known for from his days at Alabama, it kind of just started to get a little stale. And obviously the injuries are massively concerning for Tua. And, I don't take anything away from him. To be able to come back from those injuries willingly, it's a lot of heart, but there's an old saying in boxing: you show me a guy with heart, I'll show you a guy that's willing to take a beating. So it's like there's a fine line, right, between that. And if they lose this game, like we alluded to, and it's quite possible that they will, then Mike McDaniel's on the chopping block. I think they brought in Zach Wilson for a reason. Call me crazy. I know Zach Wilson was a bust with the Jets, but he did win some games. He beat the Bills. He beat the Chiefs in two separate starts. So it's like, hey, if this isn't working, the NFL, old cliche, stands for not for long. If something's not working, it's going to get changed. That's just the way this league has always been, and it's the way this league is always going to be. So I agree with you, Swank, that changes could be a coming. You have to set some sort of standard at some point. You can't just make these, wacky, zany jokes. When you're winning, it's one thing, but when you're losing, it really puts a spotlight on you as a coach. And I don't know quite at this time, thus far, Mike McDaniel has proven that he just doesn't have the answers to the equation. He's trying to do the math, and he's showing his work. But his work is like, how are you getting here to this answer? This is completely wrong. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting. I'm very curious tonight to see what they bring to the table, the Dolphins, that is, because of this conversation. Like, this is a game that Mike McDaniel really has his back against the wall a lot more than I think people realize.
Yeah, man, I agree 100%. His press conferences from the early years were cute, right? Like, all the Dolphins fans really enjoyed him, and the national pundits were like, oh, this guy, ha, ha, ha. Like, they were winning a little bit. But you go season after season of falling short, and all of a sudden that smug, cute, jokey kind of like nonsense, you're at a spot where people are like, well, that's not very, like, what are we going to do? What are we doing to win? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, why aren't we winning? Like, that is the question. And your smug little responses aren't really hitting at the same level that they were when you first came to the team. So I think he's getting that lesson, that wake up. I want to be very clear. I hope the Bills are not sleeping on this team. I do not want to fall into a trap where this desperate, very desperate Miami Dolphins team, who could absolutely turn their season around by doing something in Buffalo because you're a little sleepy, or you beat a juggernaut in the Ravens, you beat the Jets, who were, like we were talking on Baltimore light, whatever that means, with like very light, very, very light
Baltimore skim milk is what they are.
Yeah.
Man,
you're beating these teams, and that is great. But hungry, humble, man. That I love that mantra. I love just come in, do your job. I want Josh to be sitting by the end of the third quarter in this game. I would love it, absolutely. But don't sleep on this team, especially a desperate team and a couple coaches that are trying to hold on to jobs for dear life. So, guys, it is 7:24. I'm very excited and could talk about this almost all the way up to kickoff, but we have stuff to do for sure to get ready to enjoy this game. I want to remind you that we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Super proud to be, as such, sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money, man. It's a great cause, and you get some really, really great threads and clothing, stuff like that for your efforts. $2.3 million donated to families in Western New York to date. So check that out, 26shirts.com. Real quick, RT, give me a bang. What do you want to see out of this Bills offense tonight for a win?
I want to see some balance. It's the old cliche, spread the football around a little bit. I think you go back to the days of Roger Staubach, Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, dare I say Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Got to throw those guys out there. Brett Favre, all those great quarterbacks, John Elway, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly. What they're able to do really well is spread the football around to multiple receivers, and all the haters out there for the Bills, non-Bills fans, even maybe some that claim to be Bills fans, that said that they don't have enough weapons and things like that. I want to see Josh Allen show that we got more than enough weapons. I think they got an emerging wide receiver in Keon Coleman. I've really loved what I've seen from him through 2 weeks. I know last week was a little bit of a downer, but there were some missed opportunities. He was open a few times, and Allen just didn't really see him with all the nose stuff that he had going on. I think he was just a little off. But
not the
just bloody. Yeah, just for him, it was just bloody. But yeah, I mean, Keon was doing his thing in week one towards the end. That's what largely I think led that comeback. He was really the safety valve for Josh Allen. I'd like to see a little bit more of that, as well as Khalil Shakir, as well as Kincaid, Knox. We talked about that Tuesday. I feel like Josh Allen and Dalton Kincaid just quite aren't there yet. They're just not quite there yet. Hey, no better time to do it than what I think will be the last time we host the Miami Dolphins at Old Orchard. So Dalton Kincaid, a little healthy dose of him, and James Cook. Let's give credit where credit is due. He's looking like he's definitely worthy of that paycheck thus far. So I want to just see a balanced offensive attack and see Buffalo just be a freight train out there and use their weapons to their advantage.
I love it. I'm right there. I want to see dominance, win in the trenches. This offensive line is top 3 in the league. I would say they're the best in the league. And with that, you can do so much. I would really love to see that balanced attack. Everybody hates that word balance. I don't know why, but balance. Let's go. I want to see a lot of James Cook like we have the last couple weeks, but I got a name for you, RT, and I'm going to throw it right into my X Factor. And this is that kid everybody was rooting for in training camp. That kid that got 1 target last week, and it was a little too high for him. Tyrell Shavers.
Ooh, all right.
Let's go. I'll jump to it. My X Factor, his first touchdown tonight. Mr. Shavers in front of the home crowd on prime time, whooping up on the Dolphins. It might be in the fourth quarter, and it might be from Trubisky, but I want Shavers to get his first touchdown today.
I'll never talk smack about Mitch again after what he did last week.
It's a trip.
Ice in his veins, 32-yard just dot over the middle. That was beautiful when Allen was, rushing the blood out of his bloody nose. Just a bloody nose, not a broken nose. Just
that was broken.
But hey, Tyrell Shavers, I would love that because I had an extra spot on my team. I had to put somebody on IR, and I'm like, you know what? Good old Tyrell Shavers is still out of here. He's like 12% owned, so who knows? Save him for a rainy day. You never know what could happen in this league. So tonight could be the night. Could be the night. I love that. Tyrell Shavers, your X Factor.
That's it.
Okay, I'll give you mine. I'll go to mine. So. My X Factor, I actually think my X Factor is going to be on the defensive side of the ball. We talked about him on Tuesday through the first 2 weeks. Joey Bosa has looked like Joey Bosa, the real Joey Bosa, the Joey Bosa that made him an all-pro with the Chargers. He's looked great. 3 forced fumbles, 2 games. I talked about Tua being a little bit afraid to step up in the pocket. Well, if we flush that with the young blood that we got, TJ Sanders, flush the pocket, force Tua to step to his left. He throws left-handed. If Joey Bosa's on that side, I think Joey Bosa is going to get a pick tonight. I really envision a like batted ball, kind of Chris Kelsey, Monday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys game with the Buffalo Bills from a few years back, almost 20 years ago. I could see that taking place again. Joey Bosa just bats it down, falls right into his hands, and maybe he runs it back for a few yards, if not more.
I'll tell you, and I love it, but Joey Bosa is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? I love that X Factor. I also love that you got him getting an INT when the dude's been forcing fumbles, leads the league and force fumbles, and you're like, he's tired of that. It's too easy.
He's due for an int. His nose is literally around the ball so much that he's just gonna be there. At some point the Buckeye will prevail. It just is what it is.
Oh yeah, I love it. Guys, we have this thing on our show. We're getting into our score predictions now. This might be a little hard for you guys at the drive-in to understand, but I'm going to try my best. Last season, a Spaghetti-O conversation started running in the comments, and as such, it led to fans of the show and our friends and brothers chugging Spaghetti-Os and putting O's in the scores, leading to superstitious Bill wins, and they can't stop, won't stop. So I got a couple of videos here that our guys have sent in. We got a first timer here, a long timer of the show, a first timer on the videos, if you can believe it. This is our boy, Lou RQ.
Okay. All right. Buff Fandemonium, 26 shirts, Buffalo World Order, and the cover 2. You know the deal. Buffalo believe in the O's, so my score predictions 31-10. Here we go. First time ever doing it.
How those taste, Lou?
All right, that sucks. So, I tucked it in, and then Corey called me out.
Oh, no.
Are you ready? Go Bills.
Oh, man.
All right. Good to go. All right. Buff,
That was something.
Yeah, that's our boy Lou, man. Lou, we met him at, I think the first Rager at Reinvention. So 3 years ago. And he actually brought this clown, who is a very good friend of ours, Mr. Corey Blaine, who
This guy.
he wasn't going to do it. He wasn't feeling good. And then
driving? Oh my good Lord.
I mean, he's a beast. Here we go.
What's up, Bills Mafia? So I guess this is going to be the first Spaghetti-O video on the go, a spaghetti go. Sorry, I got to grab the kid from cheerleading practice quick and forgot what time it was and had no Spaghetti-Os at home. So my X factor tonight, I know it was the same as week 1. I'm going to say is Keon Coleman. 2 touchdowns. The offense should be having fun halfway through the second quarter tonight, messing around, doing whatever we pretty much want. So that's my X factor tonight. Score, I'm going to say 50-10. We're putting up a 50 burger. I know I said 48, but I changed it. It's going to be 50-10. Power of the O's. Go Bills.
Safety. There you go. There it is. And there you have it. Man, you're adding a safety to your score? Hey, dude, let's go.
He was on it looked like he was on a turn while he was chugging those Spaghetti-Os.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
I want to do one more. This isn't a Spaghetti-O chug, but this is our kid in the street, Mr. Eli Wynn. We aired this on Tuesday night, but if you bet Eli's predictions, you will win money. I swear to God, he's very good. And we met him at the Rager last year, and he's just super dynamic, loves to live stream and podcast, and he has been doing these videos for us now. This is going on his 2nd season. His mom, Lori Wynn, part of the Bills Mafia Babes, helps him out with them, and I just love it. So we're going to throw it up for Sunday session too. Eli, you're on the big screen at the drive-in, bro. Here you go.
Hey, welcome to Eli's Winning Lockdown. This Thursday at 8:15 p.m., Bills versus Dolphins. The fish, I say, we squish them and move on with our day. If all 3 phases play their fundamentals, it will be like they've chopped their O's and will be good to go. In the words of a guy named Mike, to win games, you have to win the game. Honestly, that is how you lose the game. Hold on, Swank. I'm getting something. Breaking news! The Dolphins fans have called a fan-only meeting to discuss Tua turning the ball over. Stay tuned for more. Prediction 41-27. Bills win. That's critical. Shout out to Thermos Thomas and Grape Davis. Can't wait to see how their glorious adventure ends. Almond butter. And as always, peace.
That's our boy Eli, man. He is
Eli.
He's way more in the now than I am, man. I don't. All these references and stuff his mom had to explain it to me, and then all those wacky, crazy videos that they do, the Bills media team. Like I'm like, just like a bunch of noises and pictures, and like I get like 1/10 of it maybe, but Eli's on it, dude. He gets it all. So that's why
he knows the trends, man. That's
absolutely.
He's that guy.
Hey, hit us up with your score predictions in the comment. We're gonna run through them real quick. RT, give me your score prediction for tonight, please.
Score prediction, I'm going to go 38-17, 17 points. It's going to be a 10 spot. I think the majority of the game that Miami will have, but towards the end, once the Bills are playing like their third stringers and stuff like that, maybe Miami will get a late touchdown. I think this is just going to be one of those games where people realize the difference between the Bills and the AFC East again. You know what I mean? We just saw it last week with the Jets. The Bills didn't even have to have the reigning undisputed MVP really do much of anything last week in order for them to beat the Jets. I'm not saying that's going to be the case against Miami, but what I'm saying is this Bills team is pretty dang good. It's a lot better than I think what maybe even I realize, or what even you realize, Swank. We talked about it from the top. This defense hasn't really been healthy at any point this year thus far, fully healthy. They're as healthy as they've ever been this season, but they're still not fully healthy. Guys like Maxwell Hairston, on the comeback trail. So I think this is going to be a solid win. I'd be remiss to believe that the Buffalo Bills wouldn't show up and show out for the 70,000 strong plus that'll be at Old Orchard Park, New York tonight. The Ralph Highmark Stadium, Rich Stadium, whatever you want to call it. It's the last dance. With that, I think there's going to be some special moments in this game, maybe in the first half. Might be some cardiac moments here and there. That's just the football gods, the theatrics kind of talking. But by the end of it, we'll know very well who's the best team out of these two, and who's the better team out of these two is the Buffalo Bills.
100%. I mean, I'm good with a mild drama for like the first half of the first quarter. And I'm thinking it's going to be action movie Arnold Schwarzenegger blowing Dolphins up for the rest of the game. No matter who's back there wearing the jersey, it's going to be a slaughter. And I love it. I absolutely love it. My score prediction, Power of the O's 35-10. We're right there in the same spot. I think this game is going to look kind of similar to the way it did last week, only I think you're going to see a lot more of the passing game early on. It's going to be fun, man. I am so jealous of anybody that is sitting in that stadium. I'm so jealous of anybody who's watching us on a drive-in big screen theater right now. We got to get out there for those games, dude. Fun. That's it, though. 35-10. Appreciate you guys tuning in. There's 976 of you tuning in live with us. And again, thank you guys so much for hanging for Sunday Sessions, the official pregame show of the Bills Mafia, the Buff fan base. That's right. The originators of the Bills Mafia right here in your living room and on your drive-in theater screen. RT, tell the people what your final thought is. Tell them where to find you. Love you, brother. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, of course, as always. So, final thoughts. I mean, what a time to be alive as a Buffalo Bills fan. We're in the thick of the Josh Allen era, year 8. We're also in year 9 of the Sean McDermott era. And dare I say it, I'm not going to say dare I say it because it's truly what I believe. I believe that Sean McDermott these last 2-3 years is a much better coach than he was in his previous 6 to 7. He
Oh, yeah.
knows what he's got in Josh Allen, knows what he's got with a young supporting cast around him that I think is only going to get better due to playing with Josh Allen, as well as Joe Brady calling the plays. You got Bobby Babich at D coordinator. Dare I say it, I think this is probably the most in unison staff that Sean McDermott has ever had. So that's what's led to this, success last year that many people didn't expect in the mainstream. Guys like you and me did, but it just shows we're a little bit smarter, dare I say, than those. Dare I say, maybe.
I think obsessed. Maybe we're just a little more obsessed.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I'll take that.
Smarter
so,
too,
so I think that this is a real moment in the rivalry. Bills Dolphins. I go back to watching games with my grandfather. We always loved to cheer on the Bills against the Dolphins. When the Bills beat the Dolphins, it was like go to bed at night with a thin blanket and it would feel warm. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, the feeling of it is just unlike anything. So this is a rivalry that's been one of my favorites since I was a little kid. And the fact that we get to see it, come full circle once again with a great quarterback on one side in Josh Allen. And this time Miami's got the lame duck at quarterback. So it's nice. It's really nice. We're far away from the Kelly Marino days. I don't know if it'll ever get there. But we got one half of the good quarterback in this rivalry. So that's what you're going to see. That's the difference tonight. One team's got a quarterback, one team doesn't. And tune in post-game show Wednesday at 8. Recap Thomas Take Sports Podcast live Wednesday at 8. Buffalo fan base. I'll be recapping the first 3 games. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a kind of composite show because it's going to be a little bit between this game tonight and the next game. I believe it's against the Saints, week 4, Sunday Night Football, maybe, or no, Sunday football.
Sunday, I think regular.
Okay. Sunday night's coming though against the Patriots.
Sunday Saints at Bills, 1:00.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, we got the Saints, we got the Patriots, we got the Panthers, the Falcons in like the next 4. This schedule is, I'm not trying to look ahead. I'm really not, but this schedule is pretty cake, given the way the teams have looked that we've played and the way that, they look, now that we haven't played yet. My expectations are through the roof to really finish this season as a memorable one and close out the Ralph the way it's meant to be closed out with the Super Bowl win.
Absolutely. 100%. I love it. I think I'm so excited.
Chills.
I'm so excited for it. I think it's not just that the Bills are playing well. It's not just that the schedule seems a little more favorable. And we all know how these games can go. None of us are saying, like, we've lived it. I'm almost 42 years old. I've seen all of it in the last 42 years. I know what can happen. And that's why I didn't turn the game off week 1. I know what can happen. Usually it doesn't happen for us. And I think that's the difference. This season, it feels like it can happen for us. We got a little bit more of a favorable schedule. Realistically, I think that we beat our toughest matchup and maybe the toughest matchup for anybody else in the NFL week 1. I think we did that, and it didn't matter how we did it, but we did it and then cleaned it up for the next week and then did what we were supposed to do against the Jets.
Yeah.
Washed them. And like I said Tuesday, RT, when you were on, man, the NFL should be scared that Josh Allen didn't do anything except for manage that game, which totally capable of just doing that. But that is literally the least we've ever seen Josh Allen do. And he didn't make mistakes. He didn't play horribly. He just didn't have to do the thing that all of the national pundits have said is the reason why the Bills are successful.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that nobody's talking about this outside of us, to me,
it's pretty crazy.
It's nuts.
It's pretty disrespectful. It's that's the way I see it, because he could have easily came out of that game and stayed out of that game. He went back into that game knowing that he wasn't 100%. for a lot of different reasons, mainly the nose, but maybe some other ones. He was a little bit frustrated, I think, at one point that he was out there and wasn't as effective, but that just shows the type of leader that he is, that he was willing to, put himself out there knowing that he wasn't at his best, and to be out there for his teammates. He's not going to, it's not, oh, I'm not coming off because I'm tough. It's, oh, I'm not coming off because those are my teammates. Those are my guys. I'm not hurt enough to let those guys down. That's the way I interpret it. And more people should be talking about that, and maybe they're not, because they believe that the Jets are just that much of a train wreck, and they are, don't get me wrong. But
I feel like they think that now, but before the game,
that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Before the game, they played Pittsburgh really close, and Justin Fields might be the perfect bridge quarterback, and all this mess of junk. And then when Buffalo takes care of business, it's not Buffalo taking care of business. It's, oh, that team is just not that good. Keep that up. Keep that up. I love it. Go ahead, keep that up, and we'll just focus on what we need to do week in, week out. And by the end of it, I've said it to you and Scott and everybody, I think they will be in the Super Bowl this year against Green Bay. I fully believe they will make it, and they'll play Green Bay, and I think they'll beat Green Bay. That's just my opinion. So
real quick, because I know we got to go, we got to do whatever, but I think that the level of respect they gave the Jets and Justin Fields after a week 1 loss to an aging Aaron Rodgers, who lost badly the next week, the same way the Jets did, the respect they gave Justin Fields and the Jets week 1 going into week 2 to play us, the 5-time AFC East champions, right?
Yeah.
They did not give that respect to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen until he battled the toughest, hardest team at the time in the Kansas City Chiefs and lost with 13 seconds left in the game. To me, it's the same thing. Like, that's what Josh Allen and the Bills had to do to get that level of respect. Justin Fields had to lose 1 game to Aaron Rodgers and put up a little bit of points, and they're all over him. It's like that tower, they are waiting for that tower in Buffalo to fall. As soon as anything starts to jiggle a little bit, see, we told you he wasn't the guy 8 years ago. I don't know what more Josh Allen has.
I don't understand it. I don't understand. I mean, that was what, his 4th or 5th year in the league by the time he went off, and he was the best quarterback in the world. In that little 3-week time period, his postseason numbers were like astounding. I've never seen anything like it. And you kind of dated yourself when you threw your age out there. We've seen great quarterbacks. I'm 33, so despite the age difference between us, we know what great quarterbacks look like, and we know what they when they are not great quarterbacks. And I'll harken back to a stat that I gave you Tuesday. How many times did Lamar Jackson throw the football, not just complete a pass? How many times did he throw a football in that week 1 41-40 loss to the Buffalo Bills? When the chips are down, when the game's on the line, whose number is called? That's all that anyone ever remembers. Who's the guy that says, I want the ball in my hands, and who's the guy that isn't? Who's the guy that's not? Who's the guy that isn't saying those things? And there's a reason why Josh Allen won MVP last year. There's a reason he probably should have won another MVP somewhere between 2020 and 2021. So, or 2023. Yeah. So multiple, could have won it probably 3 times, 4 times over, to be quite honest. But it is what it is, and that's another thing. Like, it goes so well with the kid out of Firebaugh, the kid out of Laramie, Wyoming, that nobody wanted to recruit. He had to go to JUCO for 2 years to play 2 years at Reedley in order to get even a one scholarship offer from one school in the Mountain West. And he's the only first-round pick, to my knowledge, drafted out of Wyoming. And he's definitely the only top 10 pick or top 7 pick that was drafted out of Wyoming. There's a reason for that. And some guys slipped through the cracks, right? Tom Brady definitely did. Josh Allen definitely did, despite him being picked in the first round. Got Hall of Fame players. Troy Aikman were saying his accuracy issues are so bad that he'll never unlearn those habits. Well, Trakeman's now the first to say that, you know, he was the first guy to say, I ate crow, you know, I'll eat some crow. That guy really turned his throwing motion around, and he did. You know, all those things are true too. So it's a great success story. There's a reason why this guy is on my wall in 3 different photos there. You can't see the Madden cover there. It's on there, but there's a reason for that. The guy's an inspiration. He toes the line of being a Buffalo guy, and that's why we love him and want to support him every which way we can.
100%. Best thing that could have happened to Buffalo, and will continue to be for hopefully the next 35 years.
Since the chicken wing, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely. Guys, I say it every single week. Enjoy these moments, enjoy these times. We know that they won't last forever. We know where it had been, and these games, we only get so many of them a year. We are only able to get so many with the team that we have, and then our guy, Mr. Josh Allen. So please crack one, have some food, relax, cheer your team on. It's going to be a great night. Thank you so much for hanging with us tonight. Don't forget, you can follow us on 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of them places. You can hit me at Swank 24/7 BF on X. Hit RT Ryan Thomas Take. Take. What's I can't read.
Yeah, right at Ryan Thomas Take. Yep, that's it. Yep.
Good. Yeah, go follow him, follow us, follow the Buff fan base. Hit up 26 Shirts, FLX Mafia. Guys, everybody hanging out at Rose City Drive-In. Enjoy the game. We want to get out there and hang with you guys. Thank Rose City Drive-In so much for putting us up pregame. What a cool, crazy honor that is. Love you guys. Go Bills.
Get your popcorn ready.
Here you go, Bills. Come on, RT.
Go Bills.
Go.